giving children a great start on life. Learn about the Lighthouse Prep Academy coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Fox 43 studio in Florence. We're focused on the Lighthouse Prep Academy, and we're visiting with Sandy Durham, the administrator. Good morning, Sandy.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Summer Adventures kicks off on Monday.
Yes,
it is coming up on us. This is a big opportunity. This is the first time you all have done this.
Yes, it is. Summer Adventures is a program that Lighthouse developed because of the latchkey children in our area. Mm-hmm. We realized that this is an area that a lot of people are involved in tourist business. Tourist is the business of a lot of people in the Myrtle Beach area. And the parents have to work. So what do you do with the children? So hopefully through the Summer Adventures program, we'll be able to bring those children in, let them have a lot of fun during the summer, yet they're going to be learning. And hopefully they will do that so unobtrusively, they won't realize they're learning.
Yes, absolutely. Covert operations to get children to learn. Good thinking. Good thinking. Tina, are you originally from the area?
No, I'm not. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. Mm-hmm. That's my home.
You have family here in the area?
When Mom transplanted here, the whole family did. So yes, I have all my children are here locally.
Yes. Where did you attend school?
I attended high school in Charlotte, of course, and then went to Central Piedmont Community College in Charlotte to obtain my nursing degree. Right. Took classes at UNC Charlotte to further my nursing career. Later on, I'm a constant student. I guess that's one of my problems. Went back to school. Went to North Greenville College and transferred to Charleston Southern University.
Great. So you have been visiting school. I see why the producer laid out that question. Where did you attend school? Because you covered a lot of cities in that.
Yes.
When was Lighthouse Prep Academy started, and what's your position there? Obviously, as an administrator, does that mean you wear all hats?
Janitor included. Yes, I would wear all hats. Lighthouse Prep Academy will begin its 5th year in August. We opened the doors at Lighthouse because there were parents who were homeschooling their children or perhaps couldn't really afford private school for their children, but they felt that there was additional needs. For whatever reason, they wanted them placed in a private setting or to homeschool them. They felt like the needs that were not being met were socialization skills. They weren't able to socialize with other children their age. So we got together and formed Lighthouse with 6 young people, and it's grown quite a bit since then.
Wow. Sandy, how many students are currently enrolled, and what grades are represented?
Currently we have approximately 42 students enrolled now. We've been lucky. We just moved into a brand new building in March, which would accommodate 150. Great. So we have lots of openings in kindergarten through 12th grade.
K through 12?
Yes.
Boy.
It's an interesting concept. I think that we blend the young people together. Kind of a little house on the prairie aspect of education, but it works quite well for most of our children.
Jeannie, what are some of the programs offered at the school that viewers may not be familiar with?
Lighthouse has developed a college preparatory curriculum. We use a variety of curriculums. ABACA is one of the base curriculums, which is a Christian-based, non-denominational, totally non-denominational. We have children there from all different denominations, and that's not a major focus. A major focus is to have children learn and to advance so that they can get into a college of their choice, or at least be able to advance into one of the technical colleges until they can decide what they want to do with their life. So our curriculum is basically college prep.
That's wonderful. And K through 12, that's a huge commitment to laying out a location. But of course, now that you've moved into that new facility with room for 150, that's wonderful.
I think it's going to be a good asset to the community. We basically had a real basic education as far as college prep. We have expanded to include early childhood development, which would enable a young person to take our program, they're going to learn first aid, nutrition, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. They're going to be able to assess young children. And when they graduate, if they have continued in that program, we have partnered with some of the daycares in the area. And they know that we offer this program. So a young person could conceivably get at least a summer job working in one of the daycares in the area. They leave the school quite qualified to do that. We've added an art program for next year, which I'm excited about. Art and music will be included. So when they graduate, they'll have their credits in line to go into a field that would encompass art or music.
Spectacular. The 5-year anniversary, there's a lot of changes being made.
Yes, every year.
That's wonderful. Can you tell us how the Family Resource Center began, and what exactly prompted you to become involved in providing this service?
The Family Resource was really something that the educational needs in the community were on my heart, okay? But there are some others in our program that had those same desires. They wanted to see that all children, whether they were in the private school sector or whether they were in public school, received everything that was available to them so that they could receive the type of education they needed. We have a lot of labeling, and as a nurse, the nurse part of me sort of comes out here, labeling children with ADD and ADHD, gifted and talented, an average student. All of those are labeling. And children learn different ways. Every child has a different way of learning. I don't like to look at any child as having a disability. I think every child is capable, handy-capable children. And we just have to be flexible enough as teachers and staff to work with those individuals. And that's how the Family Resource came about. We knew that there were people out in the community that were working with the public school setting. And they have the IEP, which is the Individualized Educational Plan for some of the children. Parents are overwhelmed by that, and they don't really know what to do as a parent. You know, are they doing the right things? Are they not? There's a lot of material given to these parents by the public school, and it's good material, but it's wordy, and it's heavy for people who are slightly overwhelmed by the fact that their child has a special need. So our resource center, of course, is there to help them through that.
And that's who has helped. And how you exactly help, I mean, you just really make it easier to go through those wordy, heavy documents to really have a better understanding. I mean, you're really trying to keep it simple.
We do. We have materials that have been given to us from the public school system. They have put together a packet of information for us that helps us, enables us to help these parents. But we also have done other things. We've added to that. We have been involved in one teleconference this year where the staff was there, able to, through speakerphone, was able to listen in to a conference of nurses that deal with young people in the medication regime. You know, what medications are they taking and what are the side effects and what are the positive effects they should receive from these medications, because many of these children are on one form of medication or another. So we are hoping to be able to incorporate the education for a parent as the medication, why it's necessary, what they should be looking for, and adverse reactions and positive reactions from the medication. That's always a help to parents. Patient education is always important. But we also hope to give them a simplified version of the accommodations, the material to let them know what their involvement should be and how they can help their children.
That's an incredible resource to parents who are going through this, the cornucopia of documentation they're faced with. There's potentially a lot of problems, so that's an incredible resource.
Right. We just feel that the more information the family has, the better they understand the accommodations, the modifications, all the things that are there for them, for their children. The better they understand it, the more involved they are, then the only person that's going to truly benefit is going to be their child. And that's our number one goal.
Sandy, did you have personal experience in working through some of these issues that parents were bringing to you, or now bringing to you?
Yes, I have. I have 4 children, ranging from age 16 to 35.
Oh, come on.
And two of my children really didn't have a lot of problems in school. My oldest and youngest have done, very well. Didn't have to fight them to do homework. Not all the time anyway. They're normal kids, so sometimes you do. But I had two sons, two middle children, who did struggle. I had them tested and found out one was ADD, one was ADHD. And unfortunately, at that time, there were not a lot of resources available to parents. So I struggled. I struggled to work with the children, to work with the school system. Luckily, we've come a long way. The school system does have a lot more resources now. But because of my own personal experience, I do realize that there are parents out there who would love to have someone to go to and realize they have been through the same things. They've experienced the same issues.
Absolutely. I'm sure now, knowing what you know, you probably wish you had a similar resource like this many years ago when your two middle sons were going through school. How important is it for parents to become involved in the program the school provides for their children?
I think it is. It's just ultimately important. The more involvement that we have from the parents, the more that we can collaborate everything through parents and students, the better it's going to be for that child, because when the parents are involved, they know what needs to be done. They can give a lot of feedback to the staff, to the school staff, to let them know what issues they're facing at home, and they may be totally different from the issues that they're facing in the school setting. So when the parents work together with the school system, it just makes for a wonderful partnership.
Absolutely. And then the next question I was thinking of, how would you describe the reaction of the school districts to the services provided by the Family Resource Center? I was thinking potentially it would be adversarial, but you help lay out exactly why they probably welcome this. They want parents to ask good questions and not off-base questions. Has the reaction been good?
Yes, the reaction's been very good. We were fortunate enough to have a meeting with the members of the Special Educational Services in Horry County. It was a good experience for me. We were able to share with them what we wanted to offer in the community, and they shared with us material. They got material together for us, the most recent materials they had. They were very positive and were quite supportive, and knew that there was a need in the community for this type of service.
Sandy, do you mind me asking, is there a fee structure involved with this, or are you able to get it through grants? I mean, are you able to provide these services, or are there fees involved?
Well, so far, Lighthouse is not, they're not receiving any outside funding for grants. We are in the process of working on some grants to make this service hopefully free for everyone. There is a fee involved, although initially, if a parent calls us and lets us know that they have needs, the first visit is no charge. We don't charge anyone to come in and bring in their materials, and let us sit down with them and assess what they may need. Past that, what we do is sliding scale. We try to make it, we do our best to make it affordable for everyone. So we go on a sliding scale basis. We look at their amount of income and the number of people in the family and try to make it affordable.
Absolutely. Lastly, Sandy, I wanted to ask, if a family's interested in reviewing their child's school record with you, how can they contact you?
They can call us at the school, area 843-357-4992. There will be people there that will answer the phones and will direct them to the correct department.
Fantastic. Sandy, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to Becky Johnson coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Fox 43 studio in Florence. We're focused on the Family Resource Center and the Lighthouse Prep Academy, and we're visiting with Becky Johnson. Good morning, Becky.
Good morning, Greg. How are you?
Thanks so much for getting in. It was so exciting hearing Sandy talk about so many activities going on at the Prep Academy, and to think Summer Adventures 2003 is kicking off on Monday.
I know, it's hard to believe it's summer here already. And the kids are really starting to come in and getting excited about the program, so we're just extremely fortunate.
You're seeing them enrolled for the Summer Adventures 2003. I think it kicks off with, what is it that kicks off on Monday? The Jungle Safari?
Jungle Safari. And it starts first, and then every week's a different thing where the kids don't really know that they're learning something every week, but they really don't really know that they're learning because of the way we have the program set up. So we're extremely fortunate.
You've got 9 weeks of activities going on. I was amazed to see what kind of activities were going on within the adventures. This is a great. Sandy said, of course, this is the first time, and this is now the 5th year coming up of the Lighthouse Prep Academy. The first time y'all have had big summer adventures. Very exciting.
Well, we just found there was a need for our area, especially down in the Garden City Surfside area, for kids, and so we're just extremely excited about it.
Becky, real quick about yourself. Are you originally from the area?
I'm originally from Gastonia, North Carolina. I've been down here about 15 years.
When you moved here 15 years ago, what attracted you to the area?
Well, being 4 hours away from close to Charlotte, we used to come down here all the time, and a couple years after high school and finished college, came down here and decided to stay.
Do you have your family here?
I met a local and got married and have 2 boys.
Is that right?
So it's extremely fortunate.
What's that like having 2 boys, Becky?
Better 2 boys than 2 girls living at the beach. It's great. The kids surf and crab and fish, and it's just a beautiful place to raise children.
Yeah.
So lucky.
Absolutely. When did you join the Lighthouse Prep Academy staff, Becky?
I joined Lighthouse Prep Academy. It's been a little over 2.5 months.
Okay.
And so far it has been just a true blessing working with the young people.
What have you been doing prior to joining the Prep Academy staff?
Well, before I was at Tupelo Bay doing the marketing, but I've always been involved with the children. I worked at Seaside Elementary volunteering as a PTA and also improvement boards at St. James and at Seaside. And currently have the title of District PTA President for South Carolina. I've got Georgetown, Orion, Marion County. So I've worked with a lot of young children and all for a lot of years so far.
You're the PTA President for Georgetown, Orion, and Marion County?
Marion County.
That's a huge commitment, Becky.
It's putting kids first, and it's hard to do for one area and not do for the other, and so you just try to help pass along information to parents and the schools of ways they can make their PTA stronger and ways to make the school stronger.
Absolutely. Becky, what made you aware of the fact that many families needed help?
A lot of it was with my work and all with the PTA, but also I have 2 children that are in resource, and as a parent I thought that I was involved and knew a lot that was going on, and more I looked into it, found a lot of things that I didn't know, and kind of compiled it all together to help other parents.
Good for you. Becky, what are you principally doing at the Family Resource Center?
The Family Resource Center, right now I am working in the Learning Lab and on child development, showing the children how to work with small children, but the Resource Center is my true love. It's basically just trying to put everything together so parents know what their rights are, what things can be done, and modifications, accommodations that can be done to help the child.
When did you first realize, obviously having 2 sons, was there a point where you first realized there was a need for someone to help parents with their child's public school programming?
Well, if I've been on the improvement boards at the school and also with the district PTA, and also I sit on the superintendent's parents board for Horry County. So I look at myself as an involved parent, and I always believed that I asked all the right questions and really came to realize I didn't know that much. And so I started looking into a lot of things myself, and honestly, a lot of the information we've got has come from the South Carolina Department of Education up in Columbia, and also from other school districts. And I, talking to other parents, realized they didn't know that much either. And so we kind of saw a need and thought it'd be nice for parents just to be able to pick up the phone and call someone and say, hey, can you help me? Or, hey, can you answer a question for me? Because I know for me, it would really help me out years ago to know what was going on.
Becky, can you share with viewers a little bit about the IEP, what exactly it is, and who participates in this?
The
evaluation?
IEP is an individualized educational plan that the school does with the parents. And normally the people that sit in on the IEP meeting is the school psychologist who does the IEP report, and then the parents and the teachers, and normally the principal or the assistant principal. The IEPs can get more complicated as the child goes into middle and high school because it does affect all the academic areas. And so in the middle school, you'll have every one of your child's teachers for math, English, science, social studies, and so forth at the meeting. But parents a lot of times have other people you can have, like at the resource center we have, would be glad to accompany parents. A lot of them have maybe Silver Learning Center. They do help parents with IEPs if their child is enrolled. They will attend the meetings. It's whoever that the parents can get to come, to help know about the child. Some of them have also the doctors come.
Vicki, what are the requirements that school systems are required to meet in terms of individualized programming?
An IEP is a federal document. When the parents go in for a meeting, the needs of the child is talked about, the accommodations and modifications that can be done for their child. And with the schools and the states receiving federally funds for the IEPs, it's a federal document. And a lot of parents and a lot don't know that. And honestly, a lot of the school officials do not know that.
Sure. What grade levels are we talking about?
An IEP can be done on any age. Normally, it's from 3 to 21. And also a lot of the preschools. I've talked to some preschools in our areas that have children with IEPs, and that will transfer over and onto elementary and go all the way up through child in college.
And so this has a dramatic impact, this evaluation has on a student's ultimate career path.
Very much so. Before a child goes into high school, the team needs to meet and decide what type, if the child's going for a diploma, if the child's going for a certificate, and it does affect their future. The IEPs, like I said, there's different types of accommodations and modifications that can be done for the child. And a lot of it will go through them all the way up through college and into their college years.
Wow. Becky, when do parents normally come to you for help?
I wish they'd come at the very beginning, as soon as they've been told that their child has a learning disability. But lots of times they come to us after the parents have kind of gotten a little frustrated or the child's still not improving with accommodations and modifications that have been done. So right now, most of the calls we're getting are children that already have an IEP set up.
And if someone needs help with their child's situation in school, how can you actually, what do you do? How do you help?
What we do is basically tell the parents what their rights are and what their child's rights are. And also let them know of the different types of accommodations and modifications that can be done. For a child that has behavior needs, they can sit there and change the environment that the child is rooming in and have them either closer to the teacher or have them either in another classroom. Things can be done as far as giving the child more time, having peers take notes for them. If the child has dyslexia, they can sit there and have the books done on tape. And there's books in the library that are on tape for the child to read. They can also sit there and change the weight of the test. They can have a test true or false, yes or no, have a test done orally. The door is so open for these parents and for these children that there's no reason for the child not to become a success.
Absolutely. And parents have a dramatic influence in this. How can parents influence the kind of help their children receive in public schools?
And first thing parents need to do is ask questions. Second thing they need to do is take notes at all the meetings. And Inez Tenenbaum sends out a book and all that most of the schools have, and also parents can look up going to the South Carolina Department of Education and get her copy of the Parents' Rights. And it tells parents to even tape the meetings and suggests to ask questions, to go for a second opinion. If they feel like that the accommodations and modifications aren't being done for the child 1 month, go back, have another meeting. And it's basically being the best child advocate for your child. Do not be rude to no one, but sit there and stand up for your child's rights and know what can be done for them.
Absolutely. Becky, and fortunately, Inez Tenenbaum helps provide these parents' rights books.
Correct.
To really make it easier for you're not doing anything in an adversarial role with the school administration. This is purely just to inform parents of their rights to help their children succeed.
Well, like Sandy said earlier, we met with the Director of Learning Services and with Molly Loud, and they were extremely pleased at what we're trying to do, because it is a partnership. For a child to succeed nowadays, it has to be a partnership between the parents and the schools, and the only thing we're trying to do is make the parents a stronger partner so the child can succeed.
Absolutely. Becky, you sum it up. Make the parents stronger partner so the children can succeed.
Mm-hmm. You know, so excited about it.
Absolutely. We're visiting with Becky Johnson with the Family Resource Center at the Lighthouse Prep Academy. The summer adventures kick off on Monday, but the real goal there is helping parents to be stronger so they can help their children succeed. Becky, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
No, thank you so much, Greg.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. We want to thank Sandy Durham and Becky Johnson from the Lighthouse Prep Academy for helping children get a better start in life.